Just like Devante Adams, I am in a loss of words of what happened last night, Monday Night Football with the Raiders versus the Detroit Lions. I had a feeling we were going to lose. I kind of knew we were going to lose, but you know, from week one of Jimmy Garoppolo, which I said didn't look that bad at all. He was moving up in the pocket, making accurate throws, or at least throws to his wide receiver. And then the injuries came, and then from week one to this week against Detroit, how things have changed. And he's been looking worse and worse every game. But this game really takes the cake. And it is official, guys. Josh McDaniels has officially, I said that he probably lost the locker room at the Steelers game. He's probably lost the locker room since last year. But officially, this is the game that Josh McDaniels has lost every Raider. Every single Raider is looking at Josh McDaniels and what a buffoon he is. Now, before I get into my thoughts of this overall game and the horribleness of it, the horribleness of the offense, especially the defense did their job. Defense did their job. They let us down last game against the Bears, but they did their job against the Detroit Lions, which I thought they would come out and play pretty good. I told my friend, I was like, listen, you're taking Detroit all the way on some of these parlays, but I think the Raiders are going to come and play. I think the Raiders are going to come and play defensively wise. And you're still going to hit your parlays, but defensively wise, the Raiders are going to come and play because Max Crosby's hungry, and I think they know that they let everybody down against the Bears. And Patrick Graham actually has done somewhat of a decent job this year, but it's still not there. The defense is still just not there, giving up some terrible tackling, man. But before we get into that, I want to just get into this. Not a lot of people are talking about this. This is how you know Josh McDaniels absolutely needs to be fired. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Everybody has been saying this. He needs to go. They've been saying this for a couple weeks now, but everybody now is saying he needs to go. Before halftime, I think we had like 30 seconds left. All of our timeouts, maybe two of our timeouts. Just kneel it. You just kneel it. You get the ball at half. That's it. Nobody gets hurt. Unless you're going to go 30 seconds, try to go down the field and hit a field goal. They run the ball. Okay, well, now you got to call a timeout. Now you got to, maybe get a play out of bounds. I guess you're going to try to go for the field goal. Try to at least get there close. He runs the ball, and then he lets the time go out. What? I know it's a little thing, but this is how you know the IQ of our coach is just dismal. He has no idea how insane. He ran a play 30 seconds left in almost to the half and doesn't call a timeout, doesn't try to continue to go. If you're not going to do that, you should have already had in your mind, okay, we're not going to try to go down the field. You take a knee. You would take a knee because what would have happened if any of our Raiders have gotten injured off of one freaking run play that we didn't need to do? It was just filler. We're already on the injured side, but to do that lets you know just a little thing like that. Nobody is talking about that little thing. Little things turn into a snowball effect, turn into big things. The big picture is Josh McDaniels not even doing the little things right has caused this big snowball effect to do the bigger things wrong. The things that we need to do wrong. This is your head coach, guys. This is our head coach. This is my head coach. And he's doing stupid shit like that. It's kind of hard to pin Jimmy on all this, to blame everything on him. Yes, he has a noodle arm. Yes, he was absolutely horrible Monday night. He had missed Devante on a corner route where it was over or underthrown. He missed Devante overthrown on a wide open pass that led to the frustration of Devante Adams, and now everybody's talking about it. It's on my channel. You can take a look at the frustration of Devante Adams. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to get into Jimmy. Jimmy couldn't hit shit. He was happy-go-lucky, happy feet all day long, getting sacked, 6 times in the game, not checking it down, not throwing it, like the quick releases that he is known for. This was not Jimmy. This was not Jimmy from week 1. This was not Jimmy of old. This was horrible. And I do blame the game plan on Josh McDaniels too, because where is his checkdowns then? Why did you bring Jimmy in if he was this bad? And he was this bad in the first half. He was horrible. You don't believe me? You go look at the stats. Our leading receiver was Josh Jacobs. Devante Adams, 1 reception, I believe. Jacoby Myers, 1 reception. They use Hunter Renfrow, who they're going to try to trade or cut, and he's in the game. They use him for the majority of the game. And I thought Trey Tucker was injured, but apparently he wasn't. Or maybe he was. I can't. My friend said he saw him. So why are you having Hunter Renfrow out there? You already given up on him. And damn sure Hunter Renfrow has given up on not only Josh McDaniels, but of him just wanting to play. There's no love anymore because of the whole situation between him and Josh. Josh McDaniels, this is where I'm getting to. Yes, Jimmy had a horrible game, but who didn't bench his ass at the end of the half? Who brought him in the Raider organization and gave him $30 million guarantee? Who did all this? Josh McDaniels. It's a broken record from every Raider YouTuber, for every Raider fan. Josh McDaniels needs to be fired because he does. It's just baffling that this guy is getting head coaching jobs and how he ruined the Denver Broncos, and Mark Davis saying he's not going to do that with the Raiders. He's going to bring them to glory. Yet he did it again. This is it. It's official. He has done it again. He's taken a playoff team and ran them to the ground. Now this time around, everybody's thinking this guy's a fraud. This guy, if he didn't have Tom Brady, it didn't even have Bill Belichick, that this guy is such a fraud. If you don't believe me, listen to Edelman or Edelnut talked about this one particular play that Josh McDaniels called in. He said, dude, this guy's wide open though. And he said, no, throw it to the screen. Absolutely terrible. I'm just waiting for the announcement. That this guy's going to be fired. The problem is Mark is not going to do that. We're 3-5. We're still in the hunt. When your team is still in the hunt, he's not going to do any drastic moves. There might be drastic trades, but drastic moves like firing a head coach this early on, no. Maybe towards the end of the year, maybe after the year. But this at this particular moment, no. The offense was just trash, man. Josh Jacobs actually has a good day of running, which is kind of funny. Told my friend, when the wide receiver core doesn't do anything, Josh Jacobs does something. When the wide receiver core is just amazing, Josh Jacobs does nothing. It's such an imbalanced offense. It's a very predictable offense. It's an offense that just has no flavor to it. You look at the Lions, and the Lions didn't have that great of a game either. Jared Goff threw a pick 6. Marcus Peters finally doing fucking something. But if you look at their plays, some of them were dumb plays. I'm gonna admit. I was watching Detroit and I was like, this is some stupid plays. But some of them were actually very unique. Out of the kind of just some new flavor of kind of like offensive plays that the Raiders desperately need. Let's get to the defense, man. Max Crosby is a beast, man. He's my boy. He did a fantastic job. He wanted to get some revenge on the Lions for not getting him in the draft. He was amazing. He was a dog, man. He was a dog. He's always ready to fight. He's always ready to go to war. He's a soldier, whatever you want to call him. He's the Condor. He's the Mad Max. Like the dude. I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him. How this Raider organization. I think he's he's loyal to a fault because the Raiders did pick him. He has his tattoo, and he loves Raider Nation, but they're wasting his talents for sure. I mean, it's kind of like the JJ Watt situation, sort of. Just wasting his talents, man. Just wasting it. Had a hell of a game. Spillane actually had a couple good plays as well. Spillane has been he has his moments, man. He looks pretty good through the year. He recovered a fumble. Max Crosby recovered a fumble. The Raiders actually got turnovers this game, which is unbelievable because the Raiders have been terrible at getting turnovers, of dropping interceptions. But Marcus Peters with the pick six was absolutely beautiful. The Raiders actually stopped the Lions a couple of times. St. Brown did get He fed with yardage, but no touchdown. Laporta, I thought he was going to get a touchdown, but because we're terrible with the tight end, so that's kind of to be expected when the Raiders play a good tight end, especially against Laporta. Jared Goff, he got his yardage, but he didn't. You would think this guy, would get 3 TDs on the defense, but the defense came to play, man. The defense held their own. The game that they lost was against the Bears because they were fucking garbage. They did miss some tackles. Marcus Peters still not tackling very well. A lot of these players, one-arm tackles, trying to get them and not succeeding. Their pursuits are a little bit off. So the Raiders defense, by all means, is not a top 10 defense, but in last night's game, they came to play. This is not on their shoulders. They gassed out towards the end because the offense literally would punt, lose 4th downs. It was one of the worst offensive displays I've ever seen the Raiders play. I'm not kidding. Terrell Pryor, we had as a quarterback. Was it McCown as a quarterback? And those were bad offenses. Hell, last year with Derek Carr, and everybody's starting to think, man, we fucking, we sent Derek Carr away for this shit. And I'm going to say right now, I think Derek Carr would have played a better game. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. I know a lot of people are still divided by Derek Carr, and I'm so sick and tired of talking about Derek Carr when he's not even on the team anymore. I get it. Everybody's frustrated. But I think anybody who's in this, I mean, even if you put O'Connell in, I told you, Jimmy is probably the best thing to, I mean, if we paid him all this money, you got to play him. But at this point, after that game last night, I mean, shit, you can't play him. I know we paid him this money, and I said, if we pay this money, you got to play him if he's healthy. But I honestly didn't think that it was going to be that bad. I don't give a fuck who tells you if they're rated or if they're football savvy. They'll tell you that Jimmy's going to be a bad quarterback through the whole year, but that bad of an offensive display last night, nobody, and even their mama couldn't predict the Raiders offense looking that bad because we never seen it that bad. We have gotten worse every game. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter if it was Jimmy. It doesn't matter if it was Carr. It doesn't matter if it was O'Connell. It doesn't matter if it was Hoyer. Josh McDaniels, as a head coach, and you're playing with Josh McDaniels and you're a quarterback and your name is not Tom Brady and your head coach is not Bill Belichick, you're shit out of luck. You are fed to the wolves because it doesn't matter who's under center. This offense is an offensive scheme. It's an offensive flow. It's an offensive vibe. You have the talent, but Josh McDaniels does not know how to utilize that talent. He's playing Uno on a checker game. Terrible, man. It's terrible. So I'm not going to get into the Derek Carr talk. I'm not going to get into the O'Connell talk because it just does not matter. Sure, I mean, Devante, Jacobs probably would have fed a little bit more if O'Connell, the young guy, probably would be able to scramble and step up. But the game is still lost. The imagination of the play calling is still shit. This is a terrible offense. This is a terrible offense, man. And it shouldn't be, but it is. That's reality. There's no pieces there that you necessarily have to fix. Maybe the offensive line, because the offensive line played like, oh shit, man. They were getting bullied. That's why I kind of think like, one, Jimmy is probably still injured. Two, everybody has lost confidence in Josh McDaniels and they don't even want to play no more. Nobody is having fun. Josh McDaniels continues to have his players hate him. And I get it. You could be a hard-ass coach. You could ask for excellence. But I think he's a vile villain. I think they really generally hate this guy. And I'm sure they know not a lot of people like Gruden, but I think Gruden has better speeches and rah mentality. And, Josh McDaniels saying he don't do speeches, but you got to get your men fired up, man. There's something a little different when you have a leader leading. You talk about the quarterback leading. You talk about all these guys. The coach is the leader, and he has done nothing to lead this team. The GM, Ziegler, is one of the higher ups, and he's the one that brought McDaniels in. Look at Ziegler. Ziegler is back there as fucking Palpatine in the shadows, pulling the strings. Give him credit. He got Devante Adams. But what the fuck does that do when we got Jimmy Garoppolo, we got Josh McDaniels, we got Josh McDaniels making moves and picking his guys, and this shit is not working. I feel so bad. No, I feel bad for myself. I feel bad for myself for having to sit and watch this atrocity. I'm pretty sure every Raider fan was sitting there towards the end of the last 3 minutes of the game, shaking their head, silent, and saying under their breath, we're shit. We fucking suck. Like, there's nothing two ways about it. We suck. I don't even want to think about the next game. I thought I'd do a little video on here. There's not me telling you what needs to be changed, keys to victory. That's all out the fucking window. All out the window. We are 3-5, and it's looking really, really likely that we might get one game this year, one more win, and that's it. Hopefully that win is against the Chargers. I don't know, man. I'm in the loss of words now, like everybody else, like Devante Adams. It's hard being a Raider fan. So, thank you guys. There will be more Raider videos on the channel, though, so take a look. You'll have my reaction to the next game, but I think I'm going to do a little bit more short videos on the Raiders, too. I don't know, man. There's nothing to really kind of talk about that's positive with this team, because this team is season's over. I don't know how you switch it where you get a hot streak going, but I don't know I don't know, man. I don't know. We've done it before where we had a hot streak and got into the playoffs, but this, I don't know. This is a mess. This is a mess, man. All right. You guys have a good one.